What type of insurance is Aflac? If you're asking this question, you were probably offered it at work. Maybe you've seen the commercial and you're just dying to know, what is Aflac? More importantly, there are voluntary benefits, okay? But it could be Aflac offered to you. It could be a company called Colonial. It could be MetLife. Combined, there's a lot of voluntary benefits. Its job is to protect you if you're sick, hurt, and can't work. Aflac, in short, they have a disability policy. As long as you're sick, hurt, you can't work, you're going to get paid X amount of money for being out. Most times it's going to pay on top of state disability. If you have an employer that does not offer state disability, it's going to pay you anyway. There's critical illness policies that's going to pay, God forbid you had a heart attack, cancer, or stroke. Sometimes they're just going to give you a big lump sum of money to deal with it. For disability insurance, you might be thinking, I have to wait 90 days to get paid or even 180. But a lot of times with voluntary benefits, you might wait 0 days, 7 days, or 14 days, maybe even 30, whatever you pick. But again, as long as you're sick, hurt, you can't work, and the doctor puts you out, you're gonna get paid X amount of money for being out. They also offer policies called critical illness. And what this policy does is it pays you a lump sum amount of money if, God forbid, you were diagnosed with cancer, stroke, or heart attack. It pays you for all the out-of-pocket expenses. For example, if you're living in New Jersey and you were diagnosed with cancer, you're probably going to want to go to one of the best hospitals there are, which is in Sloan-Kettering, and that's in Manhattan. So obviously you're going to miss work, your spouse might miss work. You're paying almost $20 across the Verrazano Bridge or for the tunnels, $60 for parking. So that's where these voluntary benefits are going to come in. They're going to pay you to keep your head above that water. So when you return to work, you didn't lose anything. You didn't lose your car, your home, or your savings. Also with voluntary benefits, they're probably going to offer you a life insurance policy. There could be term policies which say, hey, God forbid anything happens to me within 10, 20, or 30 years, my family's going to get X amount of money. A lot of times these voluntary companies are going to have whole life policies that's going to give you cash value. In most circumstances, you could take out that cash value in 20 or 30 years, maybe even 10 years, tax-free. Disability is also going to cover maternity. So if you are remotely even thinking about having a baby, if you say to yourself, hey, within a month, within 2 months, and within 3 months, I want to start a family, you absolutely must have a disability policy. So if you're thinking about having a baby or starting a family, no matter what, you're going to get paid on this policy as long as you have the policy before the effective date. Some companies might say you have to have the policy 30 days before you get pregnant. Some are 0 days, some are 20 days. Just make sure you look at that voluntary company, see what they offer. But the whole point is I've been doing this for about 18 years now. Maternity is one of the biggest things. If you know you're going to be out, you know it, please get a policy. This is something that might pay you $2,000 a month for being out, or $3,000 or $4,000 or $5,000. Again, you know you're going to be out. This is one of those, things we call in our company a no-brainer. So insurance, hey, you have insurance for the sake of maybe you're going to use it. But for maternity, you are going to use it. You're going to be out. Make sure you take full advantage of it if your employer is offering it to you. So not to scare anybody, but one of the biggest calls I get now is COVID-19 covered under voluntary benefits? The simple answer is yes. So God forbid you were diagnosed. God forbid the doctor said, listen, you do have COVID, it will be covered under your disability. As long as the doctor puts you out and you miss work, you will be covered. So no matter where you are, no matter where you work, if you have voluntary benefits, just know you're going to be safe and you're going to be covered and your family's going to be financially protected. If you are a small or a large business owner, voluntary benefits is right up your alley. It's not going to cost you anything. It's just a great way for you to enhance your benefit package at no direct cost to your company. When I started 18 years ago, health insurance wasn't as expensive as it is today. Business owners could match your 401k, pay for somebody's disability insurance, pay for your employees' life insurance. But nowadays, the cost of health insurance is so high, an employer can't do that. And of course, that's where voluntary benefits come in. So if you're an employer, if you're a small or large business owner, and greater protection is your goal for your employees, click on that link below. Myself or a team member will reach out to you as soon as possible.